Coming up in this extra-length episode, we chat to Howard about body prep.
It's quite difficult to put a time frame on a job like this. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, a lot of welding, finishing.
We send a chassis to Durban. Bradley and Pia build a roll cage. Sean likes his running boards. And Kubus paints up a storm. But first... Hello petrol heads everywhere and welcome to episode 21 of V8 Stealth Beetle. I'm Doug Folks and this is the ongoing story of the world's only production mid-engined V8 powered Beetle. I'm here at K Panelbeaters in Cape Town to catch up with Kubus and his team who've already completed one of our vehicles and they're working on our latest car that's going to the States. Hello. Howard, good, how are you? I'm on the microphone because it gets quite noisy in here, as you can see. Howard is busy with the Beetle, and we're just going to ask him to explain a couple of the things, what he's doing, and the involvement that the panelbeater has in turning a regular Beetle into a V8 Stealth Beetle. So, Howard, what are you busy with at the moment? I know this is the plate that we tacked into place. So what have you done?
Okay, I've completed the welding and now I'm busy grinding it. And after that, obviously, I need to do the final finishing on it. I have to apply body filler to it and then sand it down completely and make it smooth. So it's basically a new dashboard.
Yeah, because obviously this was originally right-hand drive. It's now going to be a left-hand drive. I mean, normally in a panel shop, you'd have a job come in. It's going to be so many hours, it's going to be this amount of work. Yes. What is the difference with a job like this, which isn't a normal car?
It's quite difficult to put a time frame on a job like this. It's quite big. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, a lot of welding, finishing. It must still go to the paint shop and be sprayed. So quite frankly, I don't think you can put a time to it.
Let's have a look at some of the things that you are busy with.
Okay, the filler cap was here. We cut out the complete section of it and welded it in a plate. Obviously this plate had to be shaped according to the shape of the body itself here. Yeah, and then we welded it up and we finished it off with body filler.
So with the body tilted, you can see now that we've closed up what was just a horrible hole and a very old sunroof. What have we done here with the sunroof? How have we closed it up?
We was applied with a sheet, an existing roof. And the sheet was cut out to the size of the hole. And then it was spot welded in, and after that welded completely with a MIG welder, and then we finished it off with a body filler.
At the back of the vehicle there's also a couple of changes. In the workshop we'd actually just filled or covered in the existing holes, but now Howard, you've got to work on here. What's the process at the back here?
Same as with the dashboard. The welding needed to be completed, and then the finishing of it in order for it to look smooth.
And is this now ready for spraying? Is there much more work to do on this?
It takes quite some time to finish it off completely. Here, we must still do a final sanding of finer paper, check for the lines and the edges and see that everything is intact. And then it can go for spray painting.
Who does the spray painting? Kubus?
The big boss himself, yeah.
A qualified panel beater is just one of the many skills that is slowly disappearing in this automated robotic society. After Howard has done his magic, we need to prepare the body for paint. We've already painted the fenders, boot and bonnet, and the doors. Now they get polished to a mirror finish. But what of the main 50-year-old body? Sit back and enjoy this classical waltz. Over the past 4 years, we have produced 20 amazing episodes. And now, as the V8 Stealth Beetle family starts to spread around the world, we want to bring you all the action. To enable us to make more exciting shows, we've started a Patreon page. For the inside scoop, head over to our Patreon page and search V8 Stealth Beetle. Back in our workshop, things have also been busy. We had a chassis and components to get ready for delivery to Durban, our first chassis going to a local enthusiast, black powder coated and additional wide fenders. We can't wait to see the finished vehicle. All components checked, packed and shipped. Watch this space. As well as the wider fenders, our latest vehicle going to the States will be fitted with a roll cage. Over to Jean to explain the options when specifying a roll cage.
So we have a very basic roll cage and then a competition roll cage which would only be used for somebody who intends racing the vehicle. We're using chromoly, 45mm, which is about 1 3/4 inch. The tube is then CNC bent. Because of the incredible strength of chromoly, it's not something that you would just bend in the workshop. You can see that we've had to cut away some of the runner of the body to get this through and onto the floor pan or our aluminium chassis. It will then come up all the way around the door. It meets up here and you can see the rollover above the 2 headrests. From here it will also be triangulated to the 2 back corners. The whole idea of a roll cage is that if the car had to roll or be involved in an accident, that the roll cage would protect you in the areas where the body is not very strong. So as you can imagine, on the pillar here there's a lot of strength, but there is very little strength. Hence the roll cage going all the way up and just below the roof skin. Same story here. You've got quite a lot of strength here, but this area could push in, hence the roll cage going up inside, and it will go from this corner across to that corner. A roll cage doesn't have much strength unless it's well connected to the vehicle. So you will see that the roll cage has got big flanges which bolt into the chassis at quite a few places. Down here, as I mentioned, and there will definitely be quite a big gusset that will fit from here to there. The same will happening up there, same there, all the way back there, that it becomes part of the chassis and part of the body.
The actual fabrication and fitting of the roll cage was left to our newest team member, Bradley, with plenty of help from Pierre. Let's see the boys in action.
On the V8 Stealth Beetle, we don't use the original running boards. They wouldn't fit our vehicle, and they're generally quite weak, which we didn't want. We wanted a running board that you could actually stand on it. So we purpose make a running board out of 2mm Domex. Domex is a very strong mild steel. When we attach our running board, we use this return, which was put in intentionally, obviously, to hold the running board. So the running board now gets attached to the chassis and it lies on top of this return. So it sits like that. So we've got two big feet underneath here, which get bolted from underneath. And this guy sits on top of that edge. So we end up with a beautiful shape here. On this particular vehicle, this will be color coded the same as the car. And then there's a bracket at the end there and there, which bolts onto the fenders. And we have a small rubber edging that goes all along, all the way back to here. And when this guy is sitting like that, you can see that closes this gap quite beautifully.
Okay, hi, good morning. I'm Bradley. I'm the newest member of the V8 Stealth Beetle team, and I'm here to explain to you on making a roll cage for your Beetle. If you have some engineering expertise and you are wanting to and are willing to and are capable, I suggest you get your hands on some cheap exhaust tubing. The basic idea is to measure your tubing and then bevel it at 90 degrees on the points where you want to have it bent. This would be from the floor up to the height of your dashboard. It's cut at 90 degrees in the car. After measuring, you'll cut another piece, beveled. You will cut another piece that is beveled and tack welded together all the way along until you get this profile. As you can see, you'll end up with something like this, which will show you the profile of your cage. So this is your A-pillar, your windscreen line, and that is your roof line. This is merely a template which you could possibly hand over to the guys who are going to CNC bend your tubing. Always leave a little bit of excess on each end so that when you fit everything back together, you've got room to play with it and get it in exactly the place that you need to have it. Yeah, as you can see, it's not a straight line, it is not on one plane. This is where your door sits. This is tucked inwards because of the angle of the windscreen, and this is your roof line. So you're going to play with two different planes. Some people might find it easy, some others don't. So therefore, making a template like this is the best way to guarantee the angles of your cage.
Well, that's the end of another action-packed episode. We started here in Kubus's workshop and we're finishing in Kubus's workshop. The car for America has got 3 coats of base color. It's got 3 coats of lacquer. Once it's flatted, it'll be polished up, and that's all going to be for the next episode. Just a quick reminder that if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Only about 5% of our viewers are subscribers. It does make a massive difference to the channel. Also, if you'd like this content and you want us to produce more of this quality, then Patreon can also help us out. But I'm not your parents, you do what you need to do. Anyway, that's it. From V8 Stealth Beetle, we will see you next time.